Hey everyone, it's Cassie with LDRS Creative, and today we're going to be talking about building simple scenes without any fussy cutting. We're going to be using this new stamp set called You Are So Tweet, and it has a lot of these little element stamps that can be combined together to create scenes. I know some of you don't enjoy fussy cutting, so we're going to look at how we can create these scenes without having to cut things out, including masks. So let's get started. I'm going to be working on a piece of cardstock that has been cut down to the size of my card. And I'm going to start with this stick stamp. Now this can be a branch, but we're going to use it as a post. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that off and line that up down in my corner. I'm sorry you can't see the bottom of my paper. I am pretty close to the bottom of my paper right there. I'm just going to line that up and pick it up with the lid of my stamp positioner. And I'm going to be inking this up with some alloy ink. This is an LDRS Creative Hybrid ink. It's a light gray color, and it's good for no line coloring or less visible line coloring. You can still see the lines, but they aren't as harsh as the black lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that down. And there we have our post for our birdhouse. Next, we'll grab our birdhouse stamp. And we'll go ahead and we will line that up so the bottom edge of the birdhouse sits right on top of that top edge of our post. Now because these are clear stamps, you can see through them to line them up just perfectly. So once we have that in place, we can go ahead and pick that up with our stamp positioner lid. And we can go ahead and ink up that stamp and then stamp it. Next, I want a little bird sitting on top of the house, so I'm going to grab this bird right here. And again, I'm just going to line it up so it's sitting right on top of that roof. Now this one is a little bit trickier because you do have those feet and they aren't solid, so you have to line it up a little bit more precisely, but you can do that because we have those clear stamps. So I'll just put him on there. He keeps getting stuck to my fingers. I'll put him on the top of the roof where I want him. And then I will pick him up with the lid, ink him up, and stamp him. Another advantage to using the gray ink instead of black ink to do this technique is when you color your images, you can hide the gray ink a little bit better than you can hide the black ink. So if you have a little bit of the roof showing beyond the feet of the bird, it's easier to hide with the markers if you're just trying to cover the gray instead of the black. And to finish off the stamping portion of this, we're going to add that flying bird into our scene. So that bird can be flying home. We'll just stick that up there and we will stamp that down. I have kept the stamping portion of this video in real time so you can see just how quickly these scenes can come together. The only thing I have cropped out is actually cleaning the stamps. So you don't need to feel intimidated by scenic stamping or by stamp sets that have a lot of smaller images and no coordinating dies. So here we're finished with the stamping portion of the scene and we're ready to color. To finish this scene, I am going to draw in some grass. This will help ground the image and give the birdhouse someplace to stand on. I'm just doing really quick flicking motions with my markers and that's it. So nothing too complex. Because we use such light ink to stamp our image, you may need to add in some of your details back with a black pen, like the eyes, and then you are ready to add it to your card. My camera actually stopped filming while I was putting this card together, so I'm just going to have to tell you what I did. I used a couple pieces of pattern paper as borders along that edge and adhered it all to the front of a top folding A2 card. And that's pretty much it. You can find links to the paper, the stamps, and the ink in the description below, as well as other places where you can find LDRS Creative. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and be sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week.